Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SHW F1 podcast. I'm Tom Delicati here, joined today with John White and Brady King.
Hey.
We get to go through some Belgian Grand Prix stuff in our This Week in F1. We obviously had a race this week, so that's always fun. That's cool. I've got some anecdotes to talk about. You guys might have more meat on the bone, but it was pretty sterile. We did have a sprint, though. That was kind of fun. I think we have a update from our new sponsor. We might talk a little bit about Cadillac, who are in the news with their potential driver lineup. The Hungarian GP is this week as well. We've got our picks and three-pointers for that. But before we can do any of that, a tradition unlike any other. It's our 15-second race reviews. And for these, we go in ascending order for our top 5, bottom 5 three-pointer picks for the season. So just to bring everybody up to speed, John has 92 points and is leading the championship after a sizzling hot weekend of 8 out of 10 picks correct. 8 out of 10.
Nailed it.
Come on, somebody.
I'm sitting in the middle at 80 points. Brady's bringing up the rear with 76. And that means Brady gets to go first for his 15-second race review. So
let's do it.
Take us away.
It was amazing. I couldn't be more excited. Some would say the wetness was in my pants. From start to finish, it was a roller coaster of emotions. Oh, wait, the race? Oh, that was boring. I don't care about that. I meant Bottas and Checo to Cadillac.
There's water in my seat. There's a liquid.
That's probably the water.
John, I hate to do this to you, but I need to throw you a curveball. I need you to go next.
Okay.
All right.
Done.
Here you go.
Well, F1, you did it to me again. Teased some change in conditions and thought we were going to get a Monaco Circuit 2023 and actually got a Monaco 2024. Or did we? There are actually a ton of midfield movements, but we never saw it. We'll just have to wait for this episode of Drive to Survive to come so we can actually watch some racing instead of shots of Oscar's mom.
Jeez.
Shout out to Oscar's mom, who I feel like is like all of our moms if we were racing. She's so excited.
She is a delight.
Yeah.
She is.
So before I do my 15-second race review, I have a confession to make.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Michigan this weekend visiting my parents, and I saw my sister and stuff like that. We were sitting around the living room, and I was doing some maintenance to Dad's guitar, restringing it and stuff like that. So I get it restrung and up to tune, and Ange, my sister's like, "Hey, can you play something? Because I'll sing." And she is a horrible singer, by the way.
Fair enough.
And so I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll play something." She's like, "Do you know Pink Pony Club?" I'm like, "No. Why would I know that?" And I'm like, "I'm sure I can figure it out." And sure enough, like 15 seconds later, I'm like, "Okay, it's 4 chords. I can do this over and over and over again." So she puts on this massive out-of-tune performance in the living room for me, my parents, her kids, her husband. And she is dancing all over the place, making up her own words. And I'm just laughing my butt off. Let me just say it inspired me to make my 15-second race review.
Uh-oh.
So for your listening pleasure.
I'm having wicked dreams about bad strategies. Laps under safety car, too many pit lane starts. We love the track so much, but your red flag's a crutch. You bored us all to tears, not one good race in years. And oh, what have you done? You ruined the race for fans of F1. No, and no, you delayed it too long. You wanted it dry and spoiled our fun down at Spa-Francorchamps. Why can't it keep raining down at Spa-Francorchamps? F1 has wet tires, but they effed it up again. Can't we have some chaos down at Spa-Francorchamps? Spa-Francorchamps.
Throwing a little guitar solo at the end. You like that?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, That was 22 minutes of my day today. I just was inspired by making up my own words to Pink Pony Club, and that's what I came up with.
I feel like you should almost get 3 points this week just for putting that together.
Hey, let's not go crazy.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying the effort is definitely recognized. I'm going to need a copy of that so I can listen to it on the way to work tomorrow.
I mean,
Yeah.
drums, bass, guitar, vocals.
A
It was a lot of
solo?
work for 22 minutes. The solo. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes.
So, Spa.
It was a race that happened.
It was. So, Oscar wins. Takes out, or doesn't take out Lando. Passes Lando in the first lap. A little bit of controversy there as to whether or not Lando's battery pack was working properly, or I felt like his race was full of little mistakes.
Not Lando. That's so unlike him.
So,
Yeah.
but it's interesting to me because in Silverstone, the argument was that Oscar's mistake during the safety car and penalty cost him the win and handed it to Lando. Do you think it's arguable this weekend that Piastri earned the win, or was it Norris's mistakes?
Can it be both?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, and the only reason I say that is because there are plenty of mistakes made out on the track, but not all of those mistakes are taken advantage of. And so in this situation, you have Piastri, who is constantly looking for opportunities, and Lando, who's constantly making mistakes. And so it's kind of a 50-50 ordeal between the two of them, I would think.
Lando is creating opportunities for others.
Yes.
He's like a point guard. He's running the offense, allowing other people to score, and he's not really doing it himself.
Yes, that's exactly right.
There's no guarantee that he was going to get Oscar if he ran a perfect race and didn't like screw up, a couple times going off track here and there or whatever. And there's no guarantee that he stays in front of Oscar if he doesn't bottle it on the first lap. I mean, Oscar seemed to just drive really well the other day. I mean, he made those medium tires last way longer than everybody else, and then he seemed to still have something at the end. So I don't know if I can really say that Lando just screwed up or if that it was Oscar just ran a clean, boring, perfectly good race. I don't know what else to say.
In the post-race interviews, I feel like they were trying to goad Lando into saying, is it because of your mistakes? Is it because of this, because of that? And I was actually very surprised and a little bit proud of my boy. He said, Oscar deserves all the credit. He smoked this race. I don't want to take anything away from him. Yeah, sure, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but this was Oscar. And he kept getting pressured to say, yeah, I made this mistake. Yeah, it was on me and this and that. And he just gave all the credit to Oscar. And I thought that was admirable.
Yeah. Why not both?
Does he believe it, though? Or is he doing a really good job of PR?
I do feel like because he got passed on lap one, this is kind of old school, typical, classic Lando Norris panic over driving. Like when he's out front, he's more calm and collected for the most part. I mean, there was a time a couple races ago where he's like, I need pace, please. But I think for the most part, when he's out front, he's way more calm. When he is chasing his teammate, when he's chasing someone else, I feel like he's even calmer when he's chasing Max or George or whoever else. But when he's chasing his teammate, there is just this level of panic over driving, and it's more susceptible to mistakes. And maybe he's just pushing the limit too much. But man, I tell you, Oscar is the total opposite, it seems like. He is just steady as a rock.
I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that these cars absolutely, it's not really going on a limb, suck for following. They both had the same set of tires, and yet when Lando came in, I mean, his tires looked like they were almost slicks, right? The intermediates when he came in, there was no tread left. And he was trying to follow up to that point. He's trying to follow Oscar. Max, I mean, I know his car is not the best car, but it's still Max, and he just couldn't make any real progress out there. And
that was surprising to me.
Yeah, it's just impossible to follow closely. Like it really, really seems like these cars just have that problem, especially on tracks with like lower downforce setups, right? Where you can't just dive bomb into a corner and huck the car in. Like you got to drive around a guy, and your tires are gonna like make the car kind of slide around. You burn your tires up, and you got nothing by the end of the stint, except for the guy in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the point. It's impossible to follow closely when you're trying to follow the number one guy. But when all fields are even when you're in the middle of the pack. Because if you look at the rest of the race, like Oscar and Lando switched spots. Leclerc started 3, finished 3. Max started 4, finished 4. And then Albon and Russell switched spots. And then you have Hamilton who came up 11 spots. And everybody else had like gained a spot, gained 3 spots, lost 6 spots, lost 4. Like from that point of the race on, from 7th down to 20th, there was a ton of movement. We never got to see any of it, but there was still a ton of movement.
Yeah, it's different when the cars are on different like performance levels, right? The top are at least kind of in the same ball. Well, the McLarens are on their own like little thing, but I wrote down as like a note the top 6 finished in the top 6. Like
Yep.
those guys just kind of ran away with it, and everybody else was fighting for positions. But yeah, I mean, it just seemed like the race of tires again. Like the same thing we had in Monaco, same thing we've had a couple other times this season so far, where it just becomes a tire race. Like how far can you stretch your tires?
And that's not enjoyable for you.
I would argue that as a nerd, I was like, that's cool, but you know, I wasn't.
How far can you stretch them as long as they're not wet? Because apparently we don't use those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like, should they have started earlier? Did we need that much delay?
Well, if you read the quotes from the drivers believe that the FIA got it right. They think that it was the right time to start the race when they actually did. If you want Tom Delicatti's opinion, I'm in camp Martin Brundle and thought they should have been racing way earlier.
I'm torn, man.
Safety first. Don't hear me
Yeah.
wrong. Safety
Yeah.
first.
That's always going to be my concern. So it's not the cars can't do it; it's that you can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
And in Spa in particular, especially going into Eau Rouge, I don't know. It just takes one of those really horrible accidents, and then we'd all be throwing a fit of like, why are you doing this? But I'm torn. Like, what's the point of having like wet weather racing if you're not going to actually do it? Then find a way to fix it. Put the little mud flaps on them or whatever we talk. You know,
The mud flaps from last
the
season.
little road runner flap. Yeah, exactly. Whatever, something. And let's find a way so we can get out there in wet weather.
What if they raced in minivans instead when it's wet?
Sure. Yeah. Go back to the Lego racing. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. The fan in me says they should have started earlier. The guy who's driven down the highway in a heavy rainfall at 75 miles an hour and can't see 5 feet in front of me says, yeah, maybe let him wait a little bit.
Yeah. As long as we got the race. I mean, I'm glad that we did. I'm surprised. As soon as I saw wet weather, I would assume that there was going to be not chaos. I mean, you kind of hope
We
for
were
chaos.
like, robbed of chaos this week.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
like
we were.
not what
FIA, the thief of joy, robbed us of any chaos, and so we just
Were we
sat
all
down.
not extremely excited at the beginning when we saw all the rain and thinking like, okay,
Yeah.
we're going to have an exciting race today? And
I
then
was primed.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I had a chance at my 3-pointer. I mean,
Well,
like that was probably the only way that was going to happen.
And that's the thing. Like, you see rain coming down, but you can also see, like, it's not a torrential downpour. There's not, you know, they weren't turning Eau Rouge into a swimming pool, right? It was a normal amount of rain. And I thought they should have started, maybe not right then, but I remember Brundle said it right at the very end of the formation lap when they called the red flag. He's like, I don't understand why they do a red flag. Just do another lap behind the safety car. Just keep doing more laps behind the safety car, because the quickest way to dry this track is to let these 20 cars drive around and clear the water.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Hamilton. I thought he had a hell of a drive. Poor guy couldn't get past Albon in the end, which maybe he just used up his tires by that point. But I thought that was going to be an easy pass for him. By the time he got up to Albon, there were still like 15, 20 laps left in the race. And I thought Albon's toast, and maybe even Russell. And he just got stuck behind Albon.
Those Williams are still rocket ships. On a track like this, maybe he just found it harder to get past him. And like you said, maybe he just used up some of his tires. That's what it really seemed like.
So you were talking earlier about McLaren kind of being in a league of their own. And I know we've talked about this before, but this track in particular seemed to highlight to me that all those top 4 cars, you know, McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes, are all in their own separate windows of performance. Like they can't they can't really overtake each other. And it felt like, okay, Leclerc fell back 10 seconds, 11 seconds. Max was 2.5 seconds the whole time, but that was as close as he could come. And that was as far as Leclerc could pull away. And Russell was even further back. So it's like each one of those three under McLaren were driving their own lonely little race, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, you look at is it just boring to call it out, like call a spade, right? Like McLaren's the best, and then Ferrari was the second best, and this is where the performance of their car was. Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's pretty much what it was. It really did feel like, at least for the front runners, again, who could keep their tires in the best shape, which was McLaren in this case. But I'm a little surprised at more than like Ferrari to McLaren. I'm more surprised that Mercedes and Red Bull didn't put up a fight. And maybe it's just the setup that they got. And I think they even kind of said that they never really got the Mercedes in the right like window this weekend. So they just kind of screwed it up, and this was the best that they could do. I'm a little more surprised at Red Bull because they seem to just, I mean, it's Max. He just always seems to do so well here. But for whatever reason, Leclerc was just putting his car in the right spots and just made him burn up his tires. I don't know. I'm not really sure what happened there.
Speaking of Max and Red Bull, can I offer you some trivia?
Yeah,
sure.
Always.
This is the third race in a row that Max Verstappen has not stood on the podium. When was the last time that happened?
3 races in a row?
That he missed a podium 3 races in a row.
21?
No. I'm trying to think at the beginning of 2021, before the fight really got started between him and Hamilton.
It was 2019.
Really?
Yeah. It's been 6 years since Max has gone 3 races without a podium. Isn't that wild?
Crazy. Well, now we know why Horner's gone.
And
This
everyone
solidified
else.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
This is like this. I feel bad for Lauren Meckies because this is like, you're brought in the 9th inning as a relief pitcher, and you have 2 runners on second and third and no outs, and it's like you can't let anybody score or we're going to lose.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, shoot.
Tom, you just got traded to the Chicago Bulls. Awesome. In 2001.
My last little anecdote from this was I was really scratching my head when that whole wave of people did that second pit stop with about 15, 20 laps to go, something like that. And I was mostly surprised why Sauber decided to pit Nico Hülkenberg from 10th. They were running 9th and 10th, and they pitted Nico for fresh tires. And basically, I think anticipating that more people would pit behind him, but the people around him weren't pitting. And I was kind of disappointed and a little frustrated. Like, why would they give up a points finish in the anticipation that people beneath them were going to pit and they needed to cover them off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you lost 2 spots. So then you end up finishing 12th, and you're like, it
And
made no sense.
He was within a second of 10th. He was within a half second of 11th, and they were within a half second of 10th. But still, it's like you made him work so hard just to get back to where he was, and everybody else is making their tires go longer. It didn't make sense to me. It was a real head scratcher, and I feel bad because Sauber could have had a double points finish, and they didn't make it happen.
Feels like that's just one of those we bottled it, right? We screwed it up. We got it wrong.
I love your British terminology references today, Brady. You're doing great.
I think I've used bottled a few times.
Yes.
He's been watching a lot of BBC lately.
For a boring race, we did find a good amount of stuff to talk about, so I'm proud of us there. So let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and discuss the rest of our episode.
The weather is cool and your stomach is empty, but you want something just a little bit different. Presenting Gasly's goulash. Ever wonder what a traditional Hungarian dish with hearty beef stew, paprika, onions, and potato would taste like if a 12th place Frenchman made it? Wonder no more, F1 fans. Gasly's goulash takes the traditional Hungarian dish to the next level. Inspired by democracy, existentialism, existentialism. I can't even do it on my own.
How many accent marks were in that word?
I was trying to do it like Ricky Bobby.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Inspired by democracy, existentialism, and the menage a trois, this dish is sure to ruin everything. It is sure to ruin your evening by taking something good and making it French. Order today at your local Applebee's. Mention the keyword crepes and get your first order free with any Bacardi bucket. Oh, man, I fumbled through that one. Yep.
Oh gosh. Well, it's not been confirmed, but it's been rumored and speculated all over the paddock and the internet for some time now, but it seems like it's getting closer and closer to fruition. Cadillac are going to sign their drivers, right? This is actually going to happen?
Yeah.
Was it the interview this weekend with Valtteri that made you like fairly confident, and his little video with the Cadillac seat?
I thought this made the most sense before we even got to this point, that these are the two drivers that make the most sense for them. They're extremely popular drivers, and you're not going to be competitive, right? So you don't need to groom like some rookie. You don't need to try and like make a big splash. You don't need to sign like Max. Your car is not going to be competitive. So put guys out there that are good on the social media, that bring in some sponsorship dollars. Who are the two guys that you can name? Checo and Bottas, and they're both available. Just go get them. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Savvy veterans.
Yep. Which, by the way, I don't know about you guys, but I am excited to watch those guys race. I know it's not going to go well next year, but I don't care.
Well, we'll go well with
It
that.
might not go as bad as you think.
Jeez.
Wow. All right.
Negative Nancy over here.
Well.
Can't we have
That's
a little bit of optimism? I mean, this season's, it doesn't start until February. So let's just be hopeful until then.
Surprised Ricardo wasn't part of that, or you think
No.
Danny's pretty much out of the game now?
I think he's done. That's everything I've read in the last 6 months has just been like, he didn't want to come back. There's nothing really that could draw him back. And I don't blame him. I mean, that was kind of a crappy way to go out, but
yeah. It's a smart
I
move
mean,
by
he's got nothing to prove either. Like,
Checo's got a chip on his shoulder, which I like. And Bottas is hanging around, obviously. I mean, he wants to still be out there.
He's hanging around.
I mean, he keeps showing up over Toto's shoulder. Every time he shows up, Cheryl's sitting there next to me. She looks over. Hey, how you doing, Valtteri? We got a Valtteri signing.
He makes great video content. I watched one today of him walking around the paddock in Hungary, trying different coffees from the coffee stand that was out there, and then going to the different paddocks and trying the coffees and rating them. And it was like, man, I love this guy. He's so much fun.
He's a delightful personality and a content creator's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a decent driver.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And he can drive too. Yeah. There's that.
Yeah. Yep.
So we go to Hungary this weekend, the Hung GP. And this is, everybody kind of labels this as Monaco without walls.
Yes.
And
Tom, you've driven it. What do you think?
I find it hard to disagree with the fact that I like it as a track. I don't like it for racing. Like Monaco. I like the hot lap qualifying session. I'm not a big fan of what the race actually brings, especially like we've talked about with these cars, these tires. There is one thing I did want to mention about the tire compounds from Belgium. Did you know that Pirelli brought a different range? What I mean by that is they made the hard tire. So the medium was the C3, and they brought the hard tire as the C1. So they skipped the C2. Instead of bringing 3 in a row, the soft was a C4, the medium was a C3, and the hard was a C1. Hopefully giving people a little bit of something to think about with strategy. Now, it didn't really work out in Spa for that drastic of a difference. because you only had, I think, 2 cars go on the hard tire during the race at all.
Yeah, but you also had it like a third of the race on
Yeah,
inters.
yeah.
So,
but I like the trial from Pirelli. I like them giving this a shot. I think this has some legs to help make races less sterile for the rest of the year if they're able to pull this off and do it more. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing in Hungary, but this race doesn't overly excite me. It actually is going to be kind of a letdown because we go straight into summer break after this.
Yeah, I'm not overly excited about this either. There's no real opportunity for overtakes. It's already difficult with the dirty air that we've discussed multiple times before. This is going to be an example of like qualifying is going to be the most exciting part of the race unless, and I don't even want to say this because we got duped last week, unless there's some sort of change in conditions, but that doesn't even always play in our favor because we get an hour-long delay. So is it sad to say I'm not excited about this race? Like I'm not going to be like anxious to get up at 7:30 and grab a cup of coffee and go down and watch it.
no, I'm with you guys. I'm more excited for the qualifying than I am for the race itself. Right? Feels like a lot of it's going to be decided on Saturday, not on Sunday.
I don't know if I'm going to make it. This is one of those races that I don't feel like I'm going to make it a huge priority to watch it as quickly as possible on Sunday. This is like, I'm not making it a special appointment to watch this race. I will watch it, but my expectations are low. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
So we've got a rookie duty to hand out. I feel like we should hand out a rookie duty this week, but it'll depend on the nominations. So does anyone have a nomination for the rookie duty at Spa?
I have one in mind, but it feels sneaky.
Lay it on me, brother.
Liam Lawson.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, it feels dirty. I'm not the biggest fan, but you finished high.
Finished 8th.
You stayed out of trouble. People were kind of up and down all over the place, and you went up, so...
He gained a position.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got points.
All right, if it's not Liam Lawson, what's the other one? Do you guys have another one in mind?
I don't mind if it's Liam Lawson. I believe that Bort should have at least honorable mention this week.
Yeah, Gabo.
Because he made it to Q3. Like, he qualified in 10th and finished 9th. So he moved up. He was right behind Liam the entire time. Liam qualified 9th, finished 8th. Bort qualified 10th, finished 9th.
So do we have 2 number 2s to give out this week?
I was going to say, you remember
double deuce?
Saturday Night Live when you had the joint toilet, the couple's toilet?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
the
Can we
couple's
have
toilet.
Can we have a joint duty?
I think we can.
I feel like the couple's toilet was more his and hers, and I don't want to speak that over Liam and Bort.
Look, we can make up the rules however we want here.
I am fine with a double duty this week.
A shared duty.
A shared duty. Yeah.
Okay. Bort and Liam, they'll split the duty. So congratulations to
Fantastic.
both dudes of the weekend, Liam Lawson and Gabriele Bortoletto. We do have to make some picks and 3-pointers for Hungary this weekend. So when we go for 3-pointers, John, you're going to start us off first.
My 3-pointer is a Max Verstappen pole.
Tom has feelings, I see. Processing, gears are turning, smoke accumulating.
I won't say it's as good as like a coin flip for Max to get pole, but it's not unheard of. It's not likely, but it's not unheard of. I'll let you have it. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
My 3-pointer, Lando Norris wins.
We're never gonna say calling your shot.
I feel like this is really questionable, and I shouldn't be able to get away with that. Even though he's won, what has he won? 4 races this year? So he's won
a
third of the races.
Yeah.
I'm fine with you calling a shot. Plus, look, the 3-pointer.
If I said Piastri wins, I feel like that would be like, come on, guys.
That's a little.
That would get shot down. I mean, we did just spend 5 minutes beating up on the guy for getting pole and then losing the first lap and saying,
I believe he said he bottled it.
Oh yes, he bottled it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Yeah.
said
I
that
feel
while
like it's a
eating-
little bit of a stretch, and I apologize in advance. I'm also down 12 points from the lead, so is it okay?
I feel like you have a
Sure.
better shot of getting your 3-pointer than I do mine, because yours truly is a 50-50.
It's more like 33.
But yeah, you
Okay.
can have it.
Brady.
I'm going to go with, I haven't done one of these this year, so let me have a one or more retirements. So not like just like a wreck. You actually have to have like an engine failure. Like I am out of the race by giving up.
Pit to retire the car?
That's right.
or
Yeah.
It has
Carried
to
off
be
by
retired
crane.
on the racetrack? Or either?
No, you have to pit to retire the car. So
Ooh.
would you
Okay.
give me an engine failure on track, right? Like I blew the engine up and I didn't make it back.
Is it only engine failure? Do we count gearbox?
I think that counts in there. Basically, it can't be a wreck.
Okay.
So no
Any
wrecks,
DNF
but
that's not a wreck.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
We haven't had one. We're not really having a lot of those this year, right? The cars seem to be pretty reliable. So
Yeah.
All the
I feel
ones
like
that
it
we've
kinda
had
falls
have
in that
been
category.
via accident here lately.
Right.
Cool.
So one or more retirement due to mechanical failure, we'll call it.
Due to non-bottling.
Non-bottling.
Well, we look forward to talking to everyone next week after the Hungarian GP. Until then, thank you very much for listening.